Hey, this is William Tincup and Ryan Leary. We're at isolved's booth at SHRM 25 in lovely, sunny San Diego.
Chilly.
Hey,
It was chilly
I'm
outside.
going to go ahead and take it because it's hot in Texas. So we're good.
It's a good change.
Ryan, how are you doing? You doing okay?
I'm fantastic.
Your energy level?
You know what? I'm like mid right now.
All right.
Mid-level because I just had lunch. I'm coming down off of a lunch.
Want to go take a nap?
I could.
Okay. All right.
I could. I might just lean back and let you and Tom talk.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go to sleep.
I'm getting, I'm
Get
getting.
an afternoon espresso.
I'm down with that,
I
actually.
think they might be doing espresso here. I'm just calling it espresso. Espresso. Shortly.
Excellent.
Could be wrong.
In Italy, you only make that mistake once, and then that happens.
And then
So tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing with OrgChart?
Yeah, Tom McCarty. I'm the CEO of OrgChart. Been with the company for about 4 years now, but we've been around for about 12.
Okay.
And we're a software company, org visualization. We automate the process for HR professionals. Let them basically customize whatever view of an org chart they want and always have it up to date because we're integrating with all of the HRIS providers. And then also, visualization of the future state of the organization. So workforce planning, org design, what's the organization need to look like next year?
I'm intrigued by all of it because you said in 3 ways, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, OrgChart, something visual, you can see that. Then the second one of being able to understand, okay, what else kind of data do we need to put in here for ourselves?
What insights do you need?
Do you need? The vision part of it, right?
Yep.
For me, to be able to model, we're about to acquire a 5,000 person firm. Mm-hmm. What does that look like?
Yep. What's that mean for us?
Or we're about to do a RIF of 1,000 people. What does that look like?
Right.
Be able to have that, I call it a sandbox. I don't know what it's actually called, but be able to model that to then understand what you're going to have afterwards, I think is awesome for people.
Yeah, the sandbox works, and sometimes you don't want one model. You want to look at it in 3 or 4 different ways. Like, what if we did this, or what if we did that, and what's that look like? And it doesn't always have to be we acquired someone, or we're going to grow 20%, or we're going to reduce 10%. It could just be like, hey, is there a more optimized way we could be structured? And let's model what those look like.
You have AI helping with that?
We don't right now.
Right.
I think that's something that we'll certainly look at in the future. But right now, what we do is we allow the HR team to pull in whatever information they want to consider, right? And I think that a lot of times these org design conversations end up being spreadsheet exercises.
Oh my God, yes.
Way more
pivot
often
tables.
than not.
And,
I mentioned I've spent time at Dell. I've spent time at Intuit. I've worked in large corporations, and you want to believe it's this big scientific process, and that we're really getting in there, and it's just
it's 15 dudes in a conference.
It's just, and you're not looking at all the things you should. When you're having that conversation, hopefully you're empowering the HR team, who I think are masters at these conversations, right? Like, this is what they're really, really good at. But if I could let them walk into the room, with the current state that has average tenure, last performance rating, where are they on the 9 block, and all of that's right there at their fingertips, and then leading the conversation with the business leaders who aren't masters of these decisions.
Right.
Like, that's kind of what we're trying to equip them with. So we let them surface all that, but we're not using AI to point the direction.
Not yet.
Yeah.
You can see it being AI infused in time.
I think it could be. Yeah, there's opportunity for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So, Tom, before we get into the theme for today, People Heroes, what are you seeing at SHRM this year? What's standing out for you? What's the trend?
Yeah, I think that, there's a lot of conversations about AI. I think it's more curiosity.
100%.
I think what I'm hearing and talking to people, it's very similar to what we hear from our customers as well. I think when you think about a applicant tracking system or reviewing 1,000 resumes, people are super comfortable using AI in that. I think there is, thoughts about bias and how do you make sure, we're overcoming that. I think that when it comes to my actual people's data, my salary history, my performance reviews, the PII data of my employees, there's still a little bit more hesitancy. It is the risk reward of incorporating those there yet.
Right.
I think, realistically, we will get there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I've been in SaaS and technology my whole career, and we will get to that point.
Yeah,
but I can tell you, we're way more comfortable in incorporating that into analyzing our marketing and sales data than we are our people data yet.
Oh, 100%.
Right? The risk reward of that is
and more
there
comfortable in personal
Yeah.
So using ChatGPT or any of the Canva or using any of these applications to do stuff. It's like, I love that. Now, am I going to do that with sensitive payroll data?
Right.
Probably not right now.
No, I think we will eventually get there,
Yes.
but the adoption curve's not there yet.
Agreed.
So I think, as a software company, we're thinking about it, but our customers aren't ready to adopt.
And they're trapped somewhere between terrified and excited.
Yeah.
So depending on the day or the article that you just read, have you had bites or buy-in from finance in terms of them wanting to look at modeling? Because people modeling is one thing from a people perspective.
Yeah.
But I could see a future where finance also wants to do modeling around people.
They do. It was interesting. I was talking to the CFO of an HRIS company in Europe, and we were talking through our software, and he was like, man, I've been asking my HR team for this.
Yes.
And so they do. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I will say that the finance organizations will sometimes reach out to us, but our buyers and users still
100%.
remain HR, though.
100%.
But they are injecting that into the conversation and actually initiating it because they do want to understand it better, right? And and this is just the reality is like our most expensive investment in every organization is our people. So of course, finance wants to understand that, right?
Yeah.
So
it's figuring out how they collaborate.
Yeah.
Because finance is doing it right now, but they're doing it in Excel.
Yeah.
So, we already know the trappings there, right? So if they could do it over here, I'm only even thinking about the visionary part.
Yeah.
Like the other two parts, they might care, might not.
Yeah.
But just that sandbox, to be able to have access to that sandbox and go, let me see, let me play, let me do this thing. And again, model all kinds of things that we're not thinking about.
Yeah, totally. And I think that when you do that in that type of environment where it's actually seeing the organization and not the spreadsheet.
Right.
Because what I'll say is like, finance is going to do this no matter what, right? They're going to do it no matter what.
With you or without you.
With you or without you. And a lot of times because it's a spreadsheet,
it's wrong.
They do it without you.
It's
and
just
it's
a number.
wrong.
You're
and
a row or column.
They're doing what they're supposed to, which is managing the bottom line, right? Like that's their
job.
Finance's responsibility. HR's responsibility is to make sure the right people are in the right seats and that the right people are empowered to do the jobs they need to do. And so what I find is like when we can partner those two things, then it empowers HR to facilitate that conversation with finance better versus finance just running the...
I think there's just a great way to collab. There's a moment of collaboration there.
Yeah.
That basically both parties are going to get something out of it that they need.
Yes.
But and both of them get to play because it's the data, but you can do the manipulation of the data to kind of see what's optimal, what's optional, etc. And they're going, like I said, finance is doing it already. Yep. They've been doing it since time immemorial. They've been doing it. They've just been doing it in a really depersonalized way and really kind of an arcane way compared to software.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So we have a couple questions we need to ask you.
Absolutely.
All right. Start with people heroes?
I think so. Definitely. Sure. What do you got?
All right. So when we say the phrase people heroes, what do you hear? What does that mean to you?
Yeah. I look, for me and what I do and what my team does, we think of HR like, as probably most of us here at SHRM do. I think that I have a lot of passion around business and building businesses, and part of that is just getting people into places that they thrive, that allow their lives to thrive, that allow us to build and do things. And I don't think there's anybody in an organization that is more passionate about or more equipped to do that than our HR team. And I was speaking at a conference recently, and I just told them that I don't think it is such a common phrase. This phrase is of like doing more with less, right? Is like such a common phrase. And yet I don't think there's any department in any organization that understands that phrase better than the HR team, right? And then not only do they do more with less themselves, they have to force and lead the conversations to help all their business leaders
not just them.
Figure out how to do it, right? They're having to do it themselves,
That's
and then they have to teach everyone else how to do it.
change management on top of it.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great answer. I don't think we need to ask the other questions. Well, it's a superpower question.
You don't think he's worthy of the other questions?
I'm not talking about that. Just, all right, superpower. What's your superpower?
My superpower. Coaching and developing is one that I'm always passionate about. I don't know. I struggle to say what my superpower is.
Oh,
That's
come
just
on.
kind of my own
History
personal
will
tendencies.
history will tell the story
But,
of what my superpower.
You know, when I think of like, for me, the achievements in my career, I hope is stories of people that I've worked with and helped in their paths.
Are you a
and
college
what
football guy?
They're doing. So I am.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
SEC?
A Big 12.
Oh,
Big 12
unfortunate.
guy. We were talking
Baylor.
earlier. I went to Baylor. So
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's a roller coaster of
So,
being a fan.
I went to Temple, so I can't even have this conversation.
I went to Alabama, so I can have this conversation.
We can't.
So,
This conversation's over now.
no. But the thing is head coaches, even in the NFL, high school football, also in college, they measure their success by how many of their assistant coaches or
Rise
position
up.
coaches become head coaches.
Right.
Yeah.
At some point.
Right.
And that's the bit.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
you had them for a while, you got them to a place, but you wanted something better for them. They wanted something better, whatever. And you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to be happy because they were good. You had them and they were really good at what they did.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a leading indicator of a bad manager.
Yeah.
It's like
I
you
hope-
want to keep them under your wings. It's like, no, she needs to fly.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Reid is that guy
Yeah.
in the NFL. When you compare coaches, there's, you got Belichick and some of the others.
No, Reed's put
I mean,
so many people on
This
them.
coaching tree is deep.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it spans everywhere. Absolutely.
Baylor, there was a year or two y'all's football team was lights out.
Oh yeah,
Y'all
They're
were-
phenomenal.
yeah.
RG3 days. And
That was Bryles,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Then they're
Did he ever become a thing?
so.
Oh, RG3?
yeah.
No, he had injury problems.
Yeah,
but a good guy.
He had a
Yeah,
killer
he's good.
first year in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right?
That
Like
was it.
absolutely killer year.
Rookie of the year.
And then he blew out his knee in the playoff game. That
Never
year.
the same
So,
after that.
yeah.
Never the same
Yeah.
after that. However, in college, you couldn't stop them.
Oh my gosh.
You couldn't even plan against. Like it was like defenses were like, I don't know.
Yeah. I
What are
went
we
to school in the 90s at Baylor, and we were winning 2 games a year.
Oh yeah.
Right. So
That was a big deal.
getting to watch. I remember my father. He was I think it was Shriners or something. I can't remember. But when I graduated, they did these monthly breakfasts, and you donate money to celebrate whatever you want to announce. And so when he said, "Hey, I'm giving $10 because my son graduated from Baylor," and somebody said, "Well, why'd you give $10?" He's like, "It's $1 for every win the football team had while he was there." I told him
that's
I
genius.
told him I thought he overpaid possibly. So.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Those are all non-conference wins.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you spent some time at George's?
Yeah. Yeah.
So spend some time at Elite
Yep.
Cafe,
Elite. Yeah.
which is now Magnolia.
Now Magnolia, Chip and Joe.
What was that? So the health camp.
Health camp. Oh gosh.
There's nothing
those
healthy.
Milkshakes are
Seriously, there's
phenomenal.
nothing
Yeah,
healthy.
Right next door to Circle.
Nothing.
Just like the
Yeah.
name Health Camp.
That
it
place
tricks
is
you.
still there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was actually on the cover of Magnolia's magazine last summer, I think.
Yes.
It's a phenomenal place.
Elite Cafe. My mom and dad, they grew up in Killeen, and their first date was at the Elite Cafe.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And so, but we would go, because I have a lake house in Belton
Yeah.
and Deer Lease and Salado. And so we would go through Waco nonstop.
Yeah.
Right?
Do VTEX. Back.
Yes.
You got to go do that.
I
mean, that used to just be a shack when I was in college.
Yeah. There's,
It's
I've done
big
that.
now.
Now there's like 3 Buc-ee's on the way down to Austin.
Yeah.
So you're good. Ryan's from Philly. And like, I took him to there. I'm like, this is just a regular gas station.
Yeah.
I just went to he's
good.
like, what?
There's
in
nothing
the-
regular about this.
Nothing
Well,
regular.
then when I was driving with I forget where we were going, but I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is it? We literally spent our entire budget
Yeah.
in Buc-ee's.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple restaurants and like 200 gas pumps.
It's
I took him through the general merchandise side, so where all the dolls and clothing
Yeah.
and all that side.
Right.
Came in that way, and in Texas you can, when you get gas, you just park. I mean, you leave your car there and you go in.
Yeah.
Ryan's like, "You're gonna leave your car here?" I'm like, "Yeah."
What else would I do?
Yeah.
Where would I put the
Don't
car?
do that by me.
No, evidently in Philly that's not a thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Not a thing.
so last thing is transformational moment.
Yeah, transformational moment. So give us a story or a time in your career where you knew you made a difference.
You nailed it.
Yeah. This is one that is just it was early in my career when I was working at Dell. I was working in call centers, and then when I first started, Dell was you literally could only buy it by calling Dell, right? It was direct.
Right.
We were a direct business model, so we had these big call centers, and that's how we did it. And I was my first job as a manager, right? And a guy on my team, he was working part-time. He had a full-time job, 3 jobs total. And, and he was working part-time for me on my team. And I just saw him, I just saw this guy who was passionate, who understood it.
Yeah.
The team got along with him. He just had this fire in him. And I started talking. I was like, man, would you want to be a manager? Right. And I remember when we promoted him to a manager, he wept. And because he had 4 kids, and he was like, I'm now going to make enough that I don't have to work 3 jobs anymore. I can actually go to 1 job.
Maybe spend some time with my family.
And I was, and he was older than I was. I was like 24, 25 maybe. Yeah. And it was like a light bulb moment for me of the power that we have in investing in people and in building businesses that create. And it was so motivating for me. It is.
What you get addicted to it.
Yeah.
Once you see it.
I was like, wow, because as a 25-year-old, I did not understand it. And yet when he communicated it to me, I was like, I knew it was powerful. I knew it was
changed his life.
It was truly life-changing, right?
Yeah.
And so, that was, for me, that is still where I get my passion and energy from is that, and the realization of just creating opportunities, right? It's not just what's the coaching tree look like, as we were talking about, but when you're growing responsible businesses, you're building opportunity that has a ripple effect that's far greater than we realize.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Not just the work stuff.
Right.
Everything outside of work.
The impact of that for him had far more to do with outside work than it had to do with inside.
He can go to
work.
baseball games now or whatever.
He could be present in his family.
Yeah. Probably doesn't run the risk of divorce on some level.
Yeah.
This has been wonderful.
It has. Tom, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Enjoyed the conversation.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And thanks for everyone listening. We're out.